Oh, right. So we're live. Let me just double check.
It's a bit blue in here.
Ooh. Is that euphemism?
Oh, it's.
Oh, there we are. Is that euphemism?
No.
Okay. Right. So, who do we have in? Let's have a little look. Oh.
We have 8 in the chat.
Evening all.
Turnings by Turner.
Herbie McCooper.
Claire's in.
Claire.
Joy.
Travis.
Joy.
I don't
Travis.
recognise that one. Travis. Repond.
Repond.
Welcome, Travis.
Some character called Wayne.
Oh yeah.
I think he's here now.
He's here.
Joy's in. Herb's in. David's in. At least not everyone has gone over and abandoned me. Oh, Dad's in.
Evening, Colin.
What is that?
What's what?
What's what? He's got a beastie. You got a beastie?
I don't know, but something moved over there.
A beastie?
Ah, we ghosty.
That'll be a mouse.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll do that in my accent. Oh, there's a wee ghosty in the corner.
So Nick's in. How you doing, Nick? Right, tonight we're going to do some. You know what? The last week or so, I've been really missing my lathe. I felt like, I mean, it was 11:30 last night, and I thought I'd love to go outside and just turn something, not video it, not just turn something for the sake of turning something.
Can I just jump in there, Rich? David McClernand's just put in that he's told everybody in Martin's live about when everybody else's lives are on. That might get quite a few people coming across, because the last I looked at Martin's live, there was about 300 watching him.
Jesus.
So it might for future events, it might get people coming across, seeing as how David's put that out. Thanks for doing that, David. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks very much.
I mean, he's cancelled all of his. He was supposed to be. He's sorry on.
Oh, he's cancelled everything for the next few months.
He was supposed to, not this Monday coming, but the following. He was supposed to be. He's cancelled it, and so is Chris the Blind Woodturner.
Chris Fisher, yeah. Aye.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
Let's do it.
I really need to turn something. So tonight we're going to turn a tiny little bowl. I'm going to get the Dremel out and I'm going to whack a load of holes in it. And I'm going to put one of these heavy-duty, long burning candles in there. So they're not going to be uniform holes. They're going to be all shapes and sizes. So
Nathan's in the chat.
Right then, you guys are right to go backstage, back screen, whatever it's called.
If I've got to.
Don't leave me in a room with these two. What are you doing to me, man?
He's putting us in the back room, Dale.
Oh man,
a bit worried about that.
Yeah, as long as it's not up the back passage, we're fine.
Oh, it's too early for that, man.
Or near his back door.
So this particular camera that I've got here is a new webcam that Scout Leader gave me. It's a 720p, 720p.
Yep.
But it's better quality than my 1080p.
It's got a better lens on it.
Yeah, far better. And he gave it me. He's got a whole box of them, so I might scrounge another one off him.
It sounds a bit like me. I tend to buy them in job lots, then give them away to you. I bought 10.
Yeah.
Then I wind
Yes.
up needing. Then I wind up needing more.
The thing
I
is,
wonder who he gives them away to.
There's a couple of, there's at least one chap. He lives in Dumfries, kind of thing. He's got a mad dog.
I think I've got about half a dozen on the go at the moment.
Really? Good lord.
No, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought it was 4.
It's either 4 or 5 I've got.
Yeah, there's one that I said to you here. I don't know if this works.
actually, Wayne, so you're up for Invasion Tuesday? Is that the only day?
Yeah, next Tuesday. I'm just saying next Tuesday because that'll give us a few days to get tidied up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't have one this week, so if you, so we might not.
So Larry's in the chat.
Evening, Larry.
Evening, Larry.
Free Living's in the chat.
Right.
I've forgotten Free's name again.
Joy is offering some enthusiasm. She's saying, "Turn, baby, turn, turn."
This, anyone does any wood turning is an absolute must. Where has it been all my life? I'm
Great
still
things. I've got one.
I've got this huge screen in front of me. Look at my laptop.
They've been on sale for the past 30 years, Rich.
Yeah, I know. Never seen one.
Claire's out in the chat and says this, Rich. She says, "Hi everyone. I'm watching Rich but can't chat. I'm doing resin. I feel this may be a first."
She's doing. Is that legal?
Clearly there's a rationing over where she is, kind of thing.
Right then, where is my?
Oh, hang on. I'm getting
Screwdriver.
Hang on. Yeah, I was just getting some feedback there. I had me YouTube sound on.
Joy says, "Dale, you need the backing music." All right, who wants to give me the backing music, and I'll do this.
Or what?
I'm not sure. I know we want to look. There's my voice collapsing already, Rich. Sorry, man.
No, I don't do music. Well, I do music, but
You hum it.
Not that anybody would want to hear.
If you hum it, I'll smash your face in. Oh,
Larry's asking, what time do we change the time back? Well, we don't change it back this time, Larry. It goes forward.
Spring forward and fall back.
And it's on the 29th of March.
Annoying. I think it was an American that taught me that. Spring forward and fall back. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, but you're making an assumption I went to school. You're making an assumption I went to school.
Is it the 29th of March? Or is it the 30th
Donna's in the chat.
I'll just have a look.
Hi, Donna.
Do you know the Americans call autumn fall?
Yes.
Well, it's originally an English word.
Yes, I know.
It's
the whole of the American language is English words.
Yeah, I know, but originally we used to use that over in England.
The majority.
Right, Larry, I'll do that again. Saturday night, Sunday morning, the 29th of March, that's when the clocks go forward in the UK.
Boing.
Only by 6 hours, though.
Hold the phone. What?
I was sat here going, well, why not throw something in? Bit random.
I take it you're still off work, Dale.
So what I've done is, we've now all been officially told just to work from home. So I would say that I've been working from home and just dealing with the shenanigans. But the truth is that I've more or less been laid up, kind of thing. However, tonight we're going to make an expedition out.
Right, I may well message you at some point tomorrow.
Could be.
See if we can sort this.
Could be.
See if we can sort this bloody internet out for tomorrow night.
I'm feeling better. Thursday and Friday this week, I'm doing lunchtime lives. Just quick projects, just in lunchtime lives. Better something to watch when we're all stuck at home.
Grand.
Speak for yourself.
You know.
Somebody put on Facebook earlier on, seeing as how Maker Central has
Hi,
been
Mike.
postponed.
Midnight Joker.
Mhm.
Why don't we try and get a Makers meetup online over that weekend?
Yep.
With
we could do
people
that.
doing a whole variety of lives and everything. I'm not going to volunteer to organise that, by the way.
Hi, Dave.
Red Eye. How you doing, man?
Guys, all right.
Evening, Dave.
Yeah, all good, mate.
Boing. Who was that? Who boinged?
Don't know.
Not me.
Someone boinged.
Why can't-
It was a different. Maybe it was a different chat window. I don't know. What we got going on over here? No work.
So I obviously
No.
working in a school. That's interesting.
Good luck.
During this whole process of
How many children
Nightmare.
are present? How many are ill?
well, it started off on Monday, and there was probably maybe about 50 out of 1,400 kids that weren't there.
And now?
Today, there was probably about 100 less,
That's not bad.
give or take. Obviously, the health warnings have changed, so they have to go home if anyone's infected in the house now, which obviously makes sense. But obviously, they've let them in for a day, so, well, children being the carrier in a school, that many children. Yeah, not too sure how long we'll be at work for. The way it we're having daily meetings about it, and the way it's sounding like things are going to go is Friday will be closed, most likely, or closing on Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be half days where the teachers can come and collect various bits, and then it will be a lockdown unless things change via government in the next 48 hours.
Dovetails is
So
in the
all
chat.
teaching stuff.
Yeah,
All
and
teaching
Donna's in
staff
as well.
working from
I missed Donna coming in. Evening, Donna.
Go on, Andy. Sorry, mate.
All the kids and the teachers will be working from home. If at any point they are ill over the period that we are off, they need to phone in sick, which makes sense. Just so it can be logged. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. As for anything else, everything's so up in the air at the moment. Even the head doesn't really know what's going on, because obviously we're all playing it day by day. Obviously, with the stopping of big gatherings, a school being a big gathering of pupils, generally speaking, depending on size of school. Even offices. I mean, there's over 200 staff. Weirdly,
God, there is a big school.
yeah, it's huge. The teaching staff, 5% of the teaching staff have already self-isolated. None of the support staff have. So make of that what you will if you're a support worker. Just saying, teachers overpaid. Just joking. But yeah, it's one of those things
Andy.
that kind of...
Dovetails is asking, is it just me or is the feature? No, it's just that he stepped off. He's just stepped off. There he is. Should be back in a second. Out in the chat, Love Angel says, I'm supposed to stay at home, but I have to get my meds. Puts the chemist each week. Not sure what's supposed to happen on this. It'll be interesting to see. There's quite a few things that they're discovering and developing as they go forward, but I'm sure someone's thinking about it. I think you should give the Boots the Chemist a call and ask them if they have any advice. I think Love Angel. It's certainly what I would do.
Guys, I think we try and, out of respect for the work that Rich is doing, we should knock that conversation on the head and think of something positive, guys, because we get enough of this stuff all day long. Let's have a couple of hours where we're not thinking about this sort of nonsense that's going on outside.
Well said. So on that very serious note, I'll follow with another serious note. I'm down from 12 packets of Jaffa Cakes to 11. Just thought I'd mention that in terms of my supplies. I'm not sure what's going to happen at the end of it.
Entirely sure that. Well, anyway, let's not go there. Start me off again. I've just done that whole. No, let's not talk about it, and then you just start me off. On a positive note, I have a crap ton of wood that I've picked up now. Cool. So, the positive side out of all of this, I get to do a whole load of carving. So that's looking forward. Oh, Rich.
Rich, your feed's dropped off, sir.
Rich, your feed's
dropped back.
There we go.
There he is. He's swapping cameras. He has the unicorn helmet on again. Huzzah!
That's enough to put a smile on anyone's face, seeing that thing on his head. Wayne, are you all right, buddy? Oh.
Maybe Wayne fell off.
Yeah,
for some reason he's backstage.
Dropped out. Yeah, can you...
Would you mind bringing him back in, young sir?
Oh.
I'm back. I've just been talking to myself for the past 15 minutes.
Wow. How was the conversation? Would you listen to, what was this general conversation? Would you listen to yourself? Would you recommend?
Well, nobody's answering.
Really? Well, I think that's possibly a good thing. If someone had been answering, there's a whole bunch of interesting questions emerged, kind of thing. Like, did she look like Jane? And if she didn't, wait a minute.
Because I was trying to reply to Donna when she was talking about her meds, and I was like, well, what the hell is going on here? Nobody's saying anything. Anyway, we'll forget that one.
You know, what I was going to say was, unless it looked like Bryn, if Bryn was talking to you, mate, you want to lay off the whiskey?
Oh, Bryn talks to me all the time.
Have you finished that bottle?
No, I'm saving that bottle for another occasion. Or the rest of it, I should say.
Wayne, I forgot to ask Rich what you were saying.
I'll have to wait till he stops the lathe. Can answer to that one.
For the life of me, remember what he said.
I'm gonna say Sycamore. I feel that's it's a safe place to start. You know, in honor of Leona, who's not here. We'll start with Sycamore. Any advance to Sycamore?
It's definitely not Sycamore.
We know it's not Sycamore.
No.
It's very dry, whatever it is.
It is. It looks like a proper blank.
I have no idea what it is.
Not Sapele.
It was one that Thomas got from
it's got too much wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Sapele.
I ain't got a clue what it is. There is a bit of chatoyance in it, so it's...
Yeah, I can see that just there.
If I turn that...
Chatoyance, what a word.
It's an awesome word.
But, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Sounds like something you do in the toilet.
Right, it's a generalized either African or South American hardwood.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Could it not be white oak?
No.
No.
Fair
No,
enough.
I can't
Engrain.
see any. I can't see any medullary rays in there to say that
Yeah.
it's oak.
Look at that end grain where it's been brought down. I mean, it looks like a little bit
Yeah.
of tear out, but it looks more layered. How does it smell, Richard?
It stinks. It's horrible.
So what it isn't then is
Yeah,
oak.
it will be.
Yeah, I've just twitched my rocking gouge because I think my my carbide is just tearing the hell out of it.
Right. If it stinks and it's horrible, it is fairly coarse grained. It could well be elm if it stinks and it's horrible.
Mm.
Elm does tend to smell a bit.
That's a nice gouge. I need to get mine rebeveled. Well, I say mine, Luke's. Take it into school and do it on the machine.
Red Eye Dave has said he's got some walnut. How long should I let it dry out? 6 inches by 5 foot limb. Is that 6 inches wide or 6 inches thick, Dave? I need to know that before I can give you an answer.
I'd say 6 inch wide by 5 foot long.
Yeah, but we need to know how thick it is before I can tell him how long it's going to take to dry.
Wide.
Out in the chat, Joy English is saying, Rich, you need to turn a soda bottle. She's thirsty.
She's thirsty. I thought she's had a load of rain out there. She must have lots of water.
Dave says wide, Wayne.
Right, but how thick is it? I can only determine the drying time on how thick the piece of wood is.
Hi, Jeff.
Well, I'm confused.
Right, okay, Andy. In general, hardwoods.
Sorry, mate. Being a dumbass.
No, freshly cut hardwoods, they dry out at an inch thickness per year.
Yeah.
Air drying. That's what the drying time is for hardwoods. It doesn't matter how wide it is. It matters how thick it is as to how long it takes to dry out. Softwoods, the likes of pine and things like this, they dry out at about a 1/2 inch thickness per year, air dried.
Unless you've got a blowtorch.
Unless you've got a blowtorch. Or a kiln.
Oh, yeah, or a kiln.
Or a bucket.
Yeah, but if you the thing is, if you dry in wood in a kiln, it needs to be air dried first before it can be kiln dried. And realistically, anything above 3 inches of thickness, especially with hardwoods, don't really dry properly even in a kiln.
So best to cut it up then is what Dave's asking. I would assume he's right.
Well, yeah, it all depends. The thing is, it all depends on what you want to do. A turnable piece, if you want a decent sized bowl, you usually need about 3 inches thick for a decent sized bowl. The best thing to do with green wood or wet wood, with 3 inch thick, 4 inch thick, whatever, is to rough turn it down to around about an inch, maybe just above thickness, and then let it dry out with shavings or in a kiln or whatever.
I gotcha.
Yes, and Nathan is also saying, whatever you do, seal the end grain. The reason you seal the end grain on wood is that a lot of the moisture, when wood is drying out, dries out through the end grain, which is why you get a lot of cracking in end grain when wood is drying out. This is the reason that people cover the end grain with either wax or anchor seal. You can even use latex paint. Do it like that. People wrap it up in cling film, things like this.
Could you PVA it, Wayne?
Yeah, PVA,
that's a
watered down
plastic
PVA
seal.
glue works as well. Yeah, watered down PVA works as well.
Thank you. That's all right then. Cedar
A lot of
Lebanon.
people, just after I first started turning, we're talking about the late 80s, early 90s. There was a product knocking about at that time called PEG, which is polyethylene glycol. And a lot of people used to soak their ball blanks and things in PEG. And that was a form of, is it osmosis? Where the PEG got into the wood and dispersed all the water out of the wood, or all the sap out of the wood. But doing that, when people used PEG, it didn't actually give a very good finish on the wood.
Oh.
The other thing you can do is with your freshly cut wood is actually boil it. Obviously, you need a fairly big boiling vessel for decent sized ball blanks, but you can actually boil it. And what boiling it does, it actually boils the sap out of the wood and puts water into the wood, and water's easier to dry than sap is.
A few new folks out in the chat. Steve Blinkhorn is in the chat. Young
Evening,
Chris
Steve.
Walker. Young Barry from
Evening,
Real
Chris.
Simple Things.
Was that Barry or Gary?
Yeah, Barry from
Baz.
Real Simple
Barry.
Things. Bazza.
I always forget Barry's name. Sorry about that, Barry.
Barry.
No, it's Baz.
Evening, Baz.
The Bazza man.
Hi, Debbie.
Right, Richard's just popped away for a minute. Oh, he's back.
It's okay. I'm having a few technical issues here. Every now and again, I lose control of my mouse. So let's have a look. It's working now.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I thought that was that thing running about in the corner.
Probably
Similar to what was happening to me yesterday, Rich. My laptop, I could see the chat. It had frozen. Everything had frozen, but I could still move my mouse around. And then all of a sudden, I lost my mouse, and it's like, right, okay,
Weird.
nightmare.
Right.
Computers hate them.
Buy one. Don't
Killed
buy a
them.
Chromebook.
Hate them.
Right, so
Yeah.
Nathan's come back in and
I have.
asking,
I
that
have.
sounds
It
like a
needs
good
your
idea.
helping hand.
Was that the boiling the wood, Nathan, you're talking about there? It does reduce the drying time, but you still have to be careful about cracking, so you still as well sealing the ends of the wood.
Could you seal it then boil it?
No,
Seal the ends.
yeah, there wouldn't be any point in that because the sealer would probably just boil away with the boiling water.
That's a good shout. Didn't think of that. Or
Because if you
could
think
also
about
stabilize it.
There's a lot of people. You could stabilize it, but to
In a
stabilize
vacuum
things, you need
chamber.
you need the resin, you need the vacuum chamber. If you want a decent sized ball blank, you're not going to get a decent sized vacuum chamber to do that. A lot of people,
But
I
it's
remember seeing,
cactus
which is a form of resin anyway. Is it?
Oh,
not?
is it? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
think it is.
I didn't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right, fine. A lot of people, I remember watching programs, documentary programs from the States where people used to pull logs out of rivers that have been in there for 60, 70 years. And the wood is absolutely perfect. It hasn't rotted away or anything. Or maybe the outer bit has, but the inner parts of the wood hadn't rotted away.
Eva's in the
Absolutely
chat.
perfect. And it basically, the water has dispersed all of the sap.
I've got a massive steel pot, which I can't use on my oven anymore, on my hob. So I'm going to 1/2 inch that, and I'm going to try that.
Yeah, why not?
Well, assuming we're going to get time off at some point. So it's going to happen. and then I'll get to play
I
with
do
all
like
these sort
this
of things.
camera angle that Rich has got going.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's kind of like looking down the barrel of a gun, so to speak. It's not too bad for lighting either. As I was saying, Eva's in the chat.
Evening, Eva. Have you seen the
Yeah.
video of the guy putting the GoPro in the metalworking lathe, Chuck?
Tim Yoda does a tool cam. Whenever he's got a GoPro strapped to his bow gouge.
Oh yeah, No, but there's somebody had done a video of putting a GoPro into the chuck of a metal working lathe and showed the effect at different speeds.
Folks want to get out more. Oh no, wait.
I was nearly ill.
I did think about Dremel cam, but I gave up on that idea.
Yeah, it'd be too much vibration.
So Debbie's asking, what's Richard making?
You can have it off your finger, though. Sorry.
Richard, Debbie's asking, what are you making?
I'm making a candlelight holder.
Oh, yes.
But I'm going to attack it with a Dremel in a minute to make lots of nice patterns on it. So I've made the base as wide as I possibly, the footprint of the bowl I've made as wide as I possibly can out of the blank, because I don't want this to be able to tip over at all, do I?
You know we can't see you, right?
Yes, we can. We can see you. We can see Richard's hand.
We can see you. We can see you, but we can't see you. You're looking at us like we can see you. It was just quite funny.
It's possible we're winning on the deal.
I can see you doing that too. So I had a little thought. Of for a project coming up. I've got a lump of brass that's about the
I'm
same
glad you put an
size
S
as,
on the end of that. I wondered where you were going.
It's about the same size as the GPS that I was carving last night. Now,
yeah. Oh yeah.
A carved brass one? Yes, please. That might be quite interesting.
A carved what, Andy?
A carved brass crow skull.
Oh yes, yes. I'll definitely be watching that one.
That might.
I don't know why I said
make that one a video.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That does.
I might make a. I'd have to see if it works. I don't know how it'd work, but because I've never tried to carve brass, so hence why I thought,
It's fairly soft. It's fairly soft, so it should carve quite easily, I would have thought.
Because I've got the metal bits for my Dremel. In fact, I've got loads of metal bits because I never use them. But
out in the chat, right. Joy says.
Eve is asking. Sorry, go on, Deal.
Joy saying she had a very nice barbecue last night. She burned all the things she'd worked on this past year. Chicken was a tad dry.
Oops.
Eva is asking, she's asking, brass is a paint to keep, I think she means brass is a paint to keep polished. Not really. It depends what effect you're going for.
Well, the thing is, right, in answer to that one, Eva, with brass being a paint to keep polished, what you do is you polish it up first and then cover it in lacquer. That way it doesn't dull.
That's true, but then when the lacquer starts peeling off, it looks a bit khaki, doesn't it? Like really old.
Yeah,
because
I
suppose that's aging.
Brass looks quite nice when it's dull anyway.
And I would go for a patina.
Oh.
Hey guys, right, Thomas Bennett is in the chat. So,
Good evening, Tom.
Right.
How are you?
remember your P's and Q's, peeps, please.
Yeah, we have children in the chat.
Yes. So Tom, you watch your language, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Tom reckons he's good. Huh.
He's
You know
not.
the man.
We know
He's not good.
you are, Tom.
Where's my kitchen towel? Thomas, where's my kitchen towel?
Huh?
Thomas has been in here scroll sawing for the past couple of hours.
Good man, Thomas. Keep up the scroll saw.
And he's
Hashtag Thomas the Scroller.
What are you doing with it, Thomas?
So,
My workshop.
Says he doesn't know.
Quick question. Why would Thomas be using kitchen roll with the scroll saw?
Well, who else am I going to blame?
Well, that's not the point. That's definitely not the point, Richard. I'm sorry. I'm against
You know
you there.
what? Neither Dale or I picked up on that at all.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, it could be. I suspect that Thomas has got a secret eBay stall where he's selling sheets of it online and making a profit.
Yeah. £20 a
Thomas
sheet.
Bennett makes respirator masks.
Yeah. So Eva is asking, will I see your faces at some point today so I
No.
know who talks?
No.
Hopefully not, Eva.
No.
That's probably
Yeah,
the last thing
hopefully
you
not.
want to see,
No,
especially at this time of night.
no.
I can put your faces up if you like.
I bet you can't.
No.
No, that's
I bet you
looking more
can't.
like Ellen, that is, to tell you the truth, Richard.
Yeah, it's nice wood, but it just stinks. And it's very dry. Like I say, Thomas bought this from Makers last year.
Thomas, what is it?
Oh, Eva's telling me to
Thomas!
shut up.
Thomas has just walked in.
I did not steal your kitchen roll.
Can you
Good
remember
man.
that?
Steely's catch and
Ah,
roll.
you see?
Steely's
I
catch and
knew
roll,
he
mate.
didn't steal it.
You remember what this is, Thomas?
What?
This wood that you bought.
I think it was. Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I
How
was
many
going
did
to
you
say
get?
Thomas was a little bit hypo, as I was, and I think didn't you buy that when you were with me and Dave?
Yeah, I did. I remember because I went in,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, I
There's
think we were kind of both going, oh, look at all the wood. Look at all the wood. And you were going, I like this one. I like this one. I was like, I don't think your dad would be too happy if you went home with all this wood. And you went, but I could get a couple. And then, yeah.
He fleeced me for about 80 quid and he spent it all on wood and
Actually,
tools.
I think it's more like 100.
Good
Yeah.
lad.
Yeah, like
Well done, Tom.
And what he'd do is he'd come back and he'd wait there until someone came up talking to me and he'd be like, Dad, can I have some more money? And he'd just
I
put
was
his hand in my
smart
pocket.
about it. Okay, I like my wood.
Well played, Thomas.
good man.
Nobody said I'm not allowed to be smart about it.
Good job, Gorilla Glue paid for most of the weekend.
Yeah, that's always gravy.
Because if they didn't, he wouldn't have had half the stuff he'd come back with.
Yeah, well, there is one big bit of purple heart.
He has got this huge piece of purple heart that,
Yes, I'm still with him.
that he wants to turn.
I want to try and just need to, you know.
So this will be a video for him soon. If you can see that, it's huge.
It's literally like the size of my head.
It's probably 11 inches across.
I mean, this is just comedy gold. I'm shutting up though.
Yeah, no. We'll have to leave it all later, deal.
How can you
Hold
control
on.
yourself, Dale?
I mean, it's just easy, mate. It's just really easy, kind of
Hi,
thing.
Christine and Michael.
I was going to say, Christine and Michael are in the chat. Christine and Michael, how are you feeling?
Debbie's in. Did I miss Debbie coming in earlier?
Debbie was in earlier.
All right, sorry. Sorry, Debbie.
So I don't have any sanding sealers.
Michael's still coughing, etc., but we are
sanding
certain it's a cold and not COVID-19. Excellent news.
Good.
Excellent news.
Oh. Right then. Yeah, so I don't have sanding sealer. I don't have it left, so I put shine juice on there just to, I don't know, lick the grain or something. I don't know.
The lathe is a lot quieter than the old one, isn't
It's
it?
just beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely.
Perfect. Really.
Right then.
The thing you could have done, Richard, it probably works with Axe the same as it works with Yorkshire Grit. If you don't have any sanding sealer, just put one coat of Axe on, rub it in, and then once you finish with that, put another coat of Axe on and rub it in, and you probably get the same effect as what you would do with using sanding sealer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to take this back now with some 80 grit, and then I'm going to put some. I'm going to go with the one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Abranet.
there's a YouTube channel. There's a channel on YouTube that shows all types of wood.
So,
Actually, I think I've got some elm somewhere.
It's all gone quiet, said Rhubarb.
He switched his sound off again.
Sanding.
If people are wondering about different types of wood, I can't remember if it's Turner's Retreat or God, I forget the name of the other one. In their catalogue, and they've got an online catalogue, they do show quite a lot of the different types of wood. Not every type of wood, but quite a lot of the different types of wood. Yandles might do it as well. I'm sure it's Turner's Retreat or is it Tool Post? The Tool Post? Or is that something different? I'll have a look. Bear with me. I'm just going to go and have a look.
Baz, in answer to your question, oh yeah. Who's able to make makers in August? That's it, cuz you're right. Wonky Workshop's been doing a set of wood ID videos. Oh. Rich?
yeah.
I think your screen's gone, mate.
Was it?
Oh no, you guys are still there. Sorry. Oh no, it's my laptop messing around, don't I? Stupid thing.
43 minutes.
Christine and Michael say, we think it's Styles and Bates that shows types of wood and we hope to be fit for August makers.
Brilliant.
I hopefully.
I think, yeah. Well, it all depends if you're going to be homeschooled, doesn't it?
If I really don't want to.
Well, I think you'll get a better education at home, mate, to be honest.
I reckon you should come to Litchett.
Yeah. It's
right. On the Turner's Retreat website, they've got a section on there which basically just says wood, and they've got a lot of different types of wood on there. A lot of it's been turned, so you can actually see what it's like, what the colours are, and everything.
Has anyone seen the wood database? Joyce says.
That's another good one.
She just said, "I will ask again. Has anyone seen the wood database?" No, I haven't.
I'll be back in a sec.
Joy.
Joy, is that a website or is it on any other types of thing? Is it like the YouTube or anything like that?
It's starting to smell nice now. Getting used to it.
Right, Mike, the Midnight Joker, has said that the Wood database is a website. So any queries on Wood, pop across there, have a look.
Oh yeah, everyone, don't worry. I've still got my snooze.
25 watching, Rich.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I got 26. Yeah.
Thanks for that information, Joy.
You can see it there. Let's see. Put a bit more in.
So here we go, child labour.
This is what's it? I want to do this.
Joy is also saying the Wood database has a YouTube channel as well.
Doesn't start getting half hot, does it?
I just rebooked my hotel this afternoon for August.
Mine was done pretty much the instant the nod came out. I went in and just shifted it straight away. Managed to keep a hold of all my points and everything, so it's still the same price as I was paying. So that's okay. So they're letting us keep the points beyond the specific date, so that worked. So if they hadn't have done that with the points thing, then it would have wound up being tremendously more expensive. And I had to give
David's asking if I got the Hilton again. Yes, I've got the Hilton again, David. I'll be there the Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. I'm not going to mess about going home on the Sunday. So this time, if it was on originally on the Monday, I was going to pop up and see Nick and Stace anyway. So I may well do that at the August one.
Yeah, I had to clean today. It's not like that.
Handmade by Sarah's in the house.
Evening, Sarah.
Hello.
Hey Sarah, how's things?
So the party will be held.
Yes, Eva, the party will be held in the Hilton.
I'll be there.
I'll probably be there. Hopefully, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Okie dokie. Let's switch this sucker around. Ugh. So where's my caliper gone?
I'm not
There
sure.
it is. So I want this to be quite deep. So my mortise is.
It's a bit like a little teapot.
Let's have a look. My mortise is
5
mil.
Jennifer Benjamin Davis asks, "What are you making?"
I'm making a candle holder with that's going to have loads of holes in it. So mortise is 5 mil. 5, is it 5 mil? No,
I think
6 mil. And the whole thing is
Jennifer Benjamin Davis is in the chat. Hi, how are you doing? She's asking, what are you making, Rich?
Tom's already answered that.
75. So I can go down to
Evening, Jennifer.
crap. So I'm going to go in 60 mil.
Does everyone know that?
Yes, Sarah. I think everybody knows by now that Makers has been postponed until August.
August.
But thank you for putting it in there.
It's a month before my birthday, so.
Ooh. Right then. So
Because it was originally going to be in May.
huh?
It was originally going to be in May, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's just make sure there's some pressure in there. Is Dale all right? I haven't heard him for a while.
He's all right.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, he's still there.
Mr. Wayne of the Turner, I give unto you one remark which I feel will transcend all others I could possibly offer you. That remark is simply,
Where's my camera?
Oh, yeah.
So, where's my portion of bits gone?
I don't know.
Have you had them?
No, I don't even know what they are.
I think this
Yeah,
is
he
a
was using
standard
them on the
operating.
school show earlier,
I
Rich.
feel this is a standard operating procedure. It kind of goes like this. Case of, I can't find something. Tom, what have you done with it? I haven't done anything with it. Oh no, neither you have. It's over here.
I've got them. I've
Yeah.
got them. Don't panic.
Tom, you were on the scroll show earlier on. Where's me forcing the bits?
You know what? I want the big.
I just did tiny little bit of practice with Dale. As soon as I start getting the hang of it more, I am definitely going to do that pattern you sent me. Definitely. Gonna try it.
Yeah, like that one.
Do it, man. Do it and film it. Do it and
Yeah.
film it. No one's although a few folk have cut that pattern, nobody's filmed it yet. So do it.
Yeah, I will.
So I think that will be
Good enough.
a bit more.
Yeah,
No, don't take it too far, Rich.
I want it to sit nice and deep. So that is. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not a bad guess, is it? Perfect. Look at that.
But
A bit short of what I wanted, but that's fine.
Remember the point in the middle.
Yeah, I've taken that into consideration.
I'm saying nothing. I'm only going to
I
get in
don't
trouble.
I don't want to be part of the funnel club.
Real Sissy's enjoying his Jaffa kicks.
I'm not enjoying my Jaffa cakes. I've had my Jaffa cakes. Enjoyed. It's past tense. Get your facts right, Barry.
Okay.
Granddad Colin asked how is mum.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, fine. Dad, Cheryl's all right. She's still a pain in my as normal. Right, let's switcheroo this camera a little bit so you can see what I'm up to.
Deal, did you see the JP's named the wee man that you got him?
I had the rumor. I seen a picture.
Yeah.
Seen a picture.
I put the name in. I put the name in. I've got to see it.
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there until he officially unveils the winner, I think.
Well, I don't know about unveiling the winner, but he sent me a photograph, so
Yeah,
that
he
is
sent me
definitely the name.
he sent us a picture. He sent us a picture, but I don't know if I don't know. I think we'll leave it to he announces it in his chat. Wherever he does.
I didn't
But
realise
yes,
it was a competition. It's not a competition.
I don't think it's a competition per se, but I think he's having a bit of fun with it. After all, we did when I ordered it for him.
Yeah.
Young Sarah saying,
Sarah-
Dale, I'm eating a twin box of Jaffas as we speak. Lucky
I was
you.
just going to say that.
Lucky you, Sarah. I envy you tremendously. When you do this, are you turning a hole or drilling? That's Eva.
Drilling. Eva, he is drilling a hole. He's drilling a hole to get the depth of what he wants, and then he will turn it. You see that, Dale? Debbie said she saw Jaffa Cake ice cream the other day.
Were you hallucinating, Debbie? Were you hallucinating, Debbie? Because if you weren't, I need to know. I need pictures, locations, appropriate SKU numbers, and I'll make sure I do a thorough quality check on that for everyone.
Oh, that is a terrible sound. He wouldn't let me.
Is Andy still here?
I don't know, Andy, you still here? Or did your laptop die?
Sorry about that, guys. Back again.
Dale, Debbie has said that no, she didn't get any of that info. Oh,
Kids
Debbie
present,
has
Eva.
come back on that and said it's made by Morrison. Sorry, Morrison's. They're made by Cornetto.
Is Cornetto actually Italian, or is it made by Walls?
It's probably Walls.
I'll have to do some research on that. I'll report back. I'll go now. Be right back.
And it's not a tub of ice cream. It'll be a ice cream cone type thing.
I feel that I can explore various options on that. If they can make it into an ice cream cone, then I'm sure someone else we can make our own ice cream with it on it.
Right, Eva's asking Andy and Dale, what are your nicknames? I think that's usernames. Andy is AH.
No, that's not true. He's winding you up. I'm AH Bespoke, and Andy is Maple Tree Studios.
So, whichever it is AH Bespoke and Maple Tree Studios.
Thomas!
Hey guys, I'm here.
Thomas, have you been drinking? You're all over the place.
No, I'm just listening to music. Yeah.
Colin Bennett, Spanner.
Thomas has had a severe haircut since the last time I saw him.
It's quite reduced, isn't it? The fact he's still shaving his beard off, that's what I think is just, it's throwing me every time I see him now.
It's cold in here.
Where's the snood? Where exactly is this snood that you threatened to have recovered?
Right here.
And it's still green, bloody hell. Oops.
I want to make a video of this. So you can talk to people.
Yeah.
But I don't use the camera.
Yeah.
Because I'll be editing it into a video.
I'll just sit
They can still hear you. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Right then.
Hear you. The cat and the fish. Wayne, are you working as you wanna again?
Right.
One for you, Wayne.
What am I doing tomorrow night? Right, David's asking what I'm doing tomorrow night. David is asking, go live again. Yeah, I'm going to work for tomorrow I'm going to try and have a chat with Dale, see if we can link up and sort out my internet problems. Tomorrow night, I will be doing. I think I'm going to do the two projects I planned on doing last Saturday. So it's going to be a small national school and a small U44. That's what I'm doing tomorrow night.
Well, I think we have to. I think there's a couple of comments in the chat. We need to go back to Robert Lapsley. I've been watching you guys finishing with sanding sealer and grit, which I have. Can I use teak oil as a final finish, as I have a load of it?
Yes, you can, Robert. No problem whatsoever.
And Handmade by Sarah says we should call Colin Bennett Spanner because he forgets to do the wheel nuts up and his wheels bounce up the road in front of his butt as he rides the bike. Spanner, huh? Colin, how do you feel about that?
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Oh,
yeah, right. Okay. I think that was a dig at Colin. That was.
Absolutely. Colin, how do you feel about that, sir?
What's that noise?
I feel it's my industrial strength inhaler. Is it still as smelly, Wayne? Is it still as smelly, Richard?
My Chromebook's playing up a treat, Dale.
Sorry, mate?
My Chromebook's playing up a treat.
Need to get a look at that. I have a small PC type device that I might send you down if you want it. Very similar to the thing that I gave Wayne. Because that Chromebook's unpredictable.
I mean, Dale, I've just switched it off. I can't see the chat now, so sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. Everyone in the chat is saying, "What about that Andy guy?"
What about that Andy guy?
Colin Bennett's come back to Sarah's comment. Says, if you're talking about my trike, Sarah, somebody had undone my nuts on my wheel and took two off.
That's a bit me.
Sorry, it's up there.
That's a bit me. Oh. Show what I'm actually firing up the tablet now. I'm serious. But there's no oh, blimey. There's even battery still on it.
Okay, for people that were asking, I've put a link in the chat to Andy's channel, and I've put a link in the chat to Dale's channel as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Has it not come up?
No.
Yes.
So what's happening in that the chat is Debbie Beardall has said that Andy guy is an amazing craftsman. Joy says sounds like some sort of large amphibian calling for his mate. Baza says, what happened to Andy? Oh, there he is. Handmade by Sarah says, yeah, we will believe you, Colin. You know, no one else will. And Fingers says, no links.
No
Laugh out
links.
loud.
I put them in the payment.
You don't
I'll
need
put
to
them
put
in
us
the
in
chat.
there. Don't need to put us in there. It's all good. It's all good. Like man and hey. Debbie, don't encourage him. I don't think there was a delay. I think it was a Wayne.
No, it was definitely a win.
So Barry, we're doing 2 lunchtime lives this week, and the judge is definitely on Sunday. Assuming this doesn't get any, assuming this cold and cough I've got don't get any worse. Colin says it was 8 years ago. Actually, no, what he said was, Syria, that was 5 years ago. I survived it, didn't I? And then he says, actually thinking about it, it was 8 years ago.
Right, back in the room. Yeah, here we go.
How'd it go? Can everyone hear Andy?
Can everyone hear me?
We can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't.
That's all right then.
I should stop laughing. Every time I laugh, I cough. I should be a miserable bugger.
Did you see my Instagram story about the Naughty Pete girls at school?
No.
Yes, I
not
did,
yet.
Andy. Bloody typical.
The girls are worse than the boys. Terrible.
There you are. I'm sure I've put both the links in there. One to Dale and one to Andy.
Did you get any sandstone, Andy? Asked Barry.
I've got a big lump at my mum's house waiting for me.
Well, fine, but what about the sandstone? Boom, boom.
Right, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that, Baz. He nearly went off and won when he started thinking of it himself. You putting more ideas in his head. It's just going to get worse.
Yep.
How big a lump of sandstone, Andy?
See, this is the problem. If and when I do get time off, I've got too many ideas now. I've got the big old lump of brass. That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've got enough wood in my place to keep me going for at least a year. So I'm kind of set, but now I've got too much other ideas going on in my head. I have to go past Mum's anyway at some point, so I'll grab it, I suppose. But
I should probably check in on it.
No. She doesn't want me to go round. I work in a school, so she's rightfully wants to keep me away. But then
she should go out while you go in and get it.
Going in people's homes. So
wow, sitting duck. Out in the chat, we have a few bits and pieces going by. We have Cuz talking about a ludicrous workshop. We have Larry asking, Dale, did you not do a live? No, Larry, I was particularly unwell on the Sunday, but we're on the mend now. Watch out for a few this week to make up for it. Red Eye Dave says, Wayne, you sent the same link twice. Baza reckons you should do a nice Odin hammer, Andy. Joy
nice
says,
Odin.
Yeah.
What, Molnir?
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it?
See, no, Baz, stop it.
Giving you ideas.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yes,
doing it
he's
on
succeeding
purpose.
as well. He's like some kind of dealer at the end of the street with a coat, isn't he? Going, oh, look at all these ideas, Andy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Would you
That's what I
fancy,
said.
sir?
Exactly what I said. Yep.
And the thing is, he'll then message me going, "Yeah, you don't really need to do this.
Yeah, this is the one, mate. This is the one. Do this.
Yeah,
kind of.
you'll like doing this one." And it's like, yeah.
You know, out there
Love
we've
you,
also got
Baz.
Joyce.
Thank you, mate.
Joyce says, "You know what I want. You know what I want to try sometime. I want to try sanding something with a piece of sandstone. It is what the Native Americans used to use. That's an interesting experiment, Joy. Please, please, please make a video."
Yeah.
I've actually got a piece of
You want to grab?
shark skin somewhere.
Oh.
That's also people used to use shark skin for sandpaper as well. Dried out, hardened, because you can use it over and over. You just whack it off summer, and it clears the dust out of it.
Right. So I wonder where the name sandpaper came from then.
You shut up.
Oh yeah.
I've also got some stingray skin as well. It's quite good for sanding. Right, Andy, you'll be happy to know the Dremel's coming out.
Oh my life.
Ow, you mother! Ow.
Steady.
Oops.
Look what I've just done. Look, I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
I'm bleeding.
it's only a bit. It's fine.
It's all about the caliper as well. Oh well. So just make sure we don't go anywhere near that. Okay, so
Well said, Baz.
Thomas.
What present are we buying, kids? Oh,
No,
sorry, just caught on.
Sewing machine is some blue masking tape. Can you get everything, please? Thanks, mate.
A few things out in the chat. Kids present. What did you do that for? Was the question. I think she was talking to you, Richard. That was Eva. Mike says call a wambulance. I suspect.
I think it was this part of the caliper. I'm trying to get a depth gauge on it, so I don't go too far with my holes. And I sliced my finger across it. Look.
You've done it. It's like if a piece of paper can cut you, then I'm absolutely certain anything in your workshop's trying to kill you by comparison.
Oh, cool.
Joy English in response to my comment about the video. Joy, I'm absolutely certain if I can manage to stick my absolutely hideous visage on camera, I'm certain by a million miles you are far more photogenic than me.
The thing is,
I'm not
Joy,
being funny, Joy.
Right.
We're
Coming
on it
back
as
to
well.
you on that one, Joy. How many videos do you watch where you don't even know what the person looks like?
Well, look how long Claire Mason had it was going for. You know, making it out of the woods. She produced loads of videos without ever really seeing her face.
I mean, Andy Phillips is a typical example. He does an absolutely beautiful turn, and I've got no idea what he looks like.
Also, the same with I forget her name. American lady. She was at Makers Central on the Make It with Makers stand.
It was JP when you knew them.
Yeah, where is JP?
Don't know.
He's probably over watching. What's his name?
She makes awesome videos.
No,
She's
he
in
wasn't. He
Fools
wasn't
with
watching
Tools.
Martin.
He's not online, mate.
It's
He's
all
off
right.
He's doing shenanigans.
Makes all their own tools.
It's all right. I'm
Who's
still
that?
about it.
Oh, what's her name?
So,
Sharon from
that's
Figment's
it.
Made.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
Oh,
new.
Figment's Made. Sharon.
Beat me to it in the chat.
you never see her face in any of her videos. She won't have
Good.
it.
Good.
You only ever see her hands. So,
There's,
Joy, no excuse.
those are the bits that I'm going to be using to
The drummer scares me.
hack this away. Okay.
I don't know why it scares me, but the drum scares me.
Well, it's this, you know, it's
Like a
healthy to
dentist
be
used.
scared of a Dremel because a Dremel will kill you.
What?
A Dremel reminds you of the dentist, so it's touching into a whole bunch of subconscious.
Just whack it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
I literally went to the dentist today. Did not like
You
it.
know, I
That's
mean,
not-
They're the bits.
people are scared of clowns, zombies, and all sorts of things. I mean, we should include dentists in that.
Sharks for me.
I mean, the Marathon Man has never. That scene from the Marathon Man has never left me, ever.
To tell you the truth, Dale, it's never left me either. But I was, I think I pulled more faces and was a lot more scared when I actually read it in the book rather than seeing it in the film.
Yeah. But we all like Dustin Hoffman, and you know, watching that going on is just quite. Oh, this is a bit unsettling.
But
This
yes, is it
wriggle,
safe?
wriggle, 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 wriggle. Oh, hello.
Is it safe?
Oh, he's doing piercing. Like it. Are you going to join those up, or are you just going to do lots of holes and you get lots of holes? I mean, it's a Dremel going. It's a Dremel going. I've got Andy in my brain when I hear a Dremel now. I'll probably start addressing I'll need to name my Dremel Andy.
I want them to be totally irregular, different shapes, you know, all sorts of holes. Yeah, that sounds nice. So,
Yeah,
that sounds nice.
that's it. All my Dremels are now called Andy. Watch out for that in the next video.
The thing you've got to watch out for, Richard, is that it is very difficult to get something irregular. You will end up coming up with a pattern.
Yeah.
Oh,
That thing is
Colin, I'm
random.
gutted for you, mate. Colin, my Dremel blew up the other day.
What, your
Right
proper
before
Dremel,
hours.
Andy?
Or is that the Hovis advert? Oh, okay.
No, this is Colin. Oh, mate.
Oh, sorry,
If
sorry,
you
Andy.
check
sorry.
out online, there's actually a few fixie videos. Not that I'm suggesting you do that, but worth replacing all the same. 3000's probably one of their better models for
From mains powered one, it totally is.
this
It is
type of
that
stuff.
one.
Mains powered.
Yep. I've got a. Actually, I've got an
you've got the,
8100.
you can get the
Yeah. Sure, it's an 8100
yeah,
I've got.
well, the 81, yeah, that's supposed to be a good
Cordless.
machine. Personally, I haven't
Cordless
used it as yet.
I just use it for drilling holes and for scroll saw.
Okay, I'll be right back. I've just got to nip somewhere.
Where's my Thomas? My no, it's all right. I'll use. That's it. Okay. What time are we on, guys? 1 hour 19. Oh, that's all right. I'm on schedule. Why did I turn that on?
You're a loony.
It's quite handy with the flexi hose as well, the attachment with the... Ooh.
Open wider, please. Ah.
Yeah.
A little wider. This won't hurt much.
Whoop.
I'm back.
Yeah, I think I saw that, Mike. There's a small piece of the winding seems to break free, and you've got to, yeah, exactly right. You've got to reconnect it to the communicator. It doesn't seem to be a particularly challenging job. Just one of those things you've got to do. If it's stone dead, take it apart and check.
Yeah, but they should have fixed it.
I think you probably have. I mean, there's probably versions of the tool that are, different SKUs or different releases of the same device. But it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Oh, look at that. The chairman of our wood turning club has befriended me on Facebook. Jolly good. I like Chris. It's all gone quiet, said Rhubarb.
Yes.
I'm still here. I'm just checking on emails. There's a lot of stuff going on about shops opening up and setting up and stuff like this up around our area.
Colin Bennett says, "You're too late. I'll give you the sledgehammer." Oh well.
Whoops. Well, that works.
Smishy
You get a new
smashy.
one then.
Smishy smashy.
Ah, see now I kind of got.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
It's kind of piercing. It's quite good. This will be good. It's very dusty. See the wood?
So that's
really dusty. Are we still sure that's Elmwin? I liked your African thing.
Hmm.
Sorry, Dale, I missed that.
So I mean, it's really dusty looking at it, Wayne. You know, really dry and really dusty. Are we still sure that's Elm?
Yeah, well, it could obviously be elm and really that dry because it may well have been kiln dried a hell of a lot of years ago. Looking at the colour and looking at the grain, it could well still be elm. That's what I'm going to stick with. Without actually seeing it in person, I couldn't really see it to be definite.
Baz, in answer to your question, I'd use stone grinding bits. Simple as that, probably.
And
Maybe
Debbie offers that looks like woodworm. I'm sure that's not quite the effect he's after, Debbie, but we'll find out in a little bit. Well, I've seen Andy Phillip do this since we mentioned him before. He tries to follow the grain a little bit to find the patterns in the grain. Doesn't, but depends obviously what he's making. But
yeah,
he does. So when he's doing some of them, he sort of cuts out or trims back. Joy says that she's so hot right now. Mom has the heater up full blast. I wondered where you were going with that, Joy. Tell your mom to put the heater down a bit, perhaps.
As a maker, sometimes when you get in the zone, it's not. You've got an idea in your head, and that's. Some people don't necessarily see what you're trying to do, if you see what I'm trying to say.
It's a money shot at the end, Andy, isn't it?
Exactly that.
When I do the scroll saw ones, you really don't see it until the last 3 or 4 minutes before I wrap up. So I totally get it. Up until that point, it just looks like lots of little bits of wood.
Yeah.
Which is correct. It is, I guess. I mean, I kind of understand where you come, but Yours is far more free form, freehand. It's always fun to watch the thing emerge from the material when you do it. You slowly but surely you go, oh, that's the beak. That's the beak. And slowly but surely the form, the creature or the object emerges from it. It's genuinely quite fun and fun to watch.
Sometimes
Impressive
it can be quite
too.
frustrating.
Well, for
when
you,
you're doing
yeah.
it live.
Yeah. Do you feel under pressure?
Yeah, sometimes.
I know I do.
Not all the time, because most of the time I don't necessarily pay too much attention to what's going on other than what I'm doing, and full focus mode. Sometimes it's kind of, you get a bit involved when you're trying to do a job, and sometimes I think maybe the best thing is to do is just switch off and just go with what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So you set out with a goal, and the object that everyone wants to see at the end of it is what you've said your goal is,
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely I know when I'm doing a live, you can tell I'm getting to a bit where I'm having to pay attention, and I'm burying myself in it because I stop talking to people, and you just stopped.
Well, that's it. You just kind of switch off, don't you?
You're
like, right,
you stop talking to the folks in the chat, and you just get into
funnily enough, when I'm doing a live, I don't really feel any pressure unless I'm doing something that is to me quite difficult. Quite difficult. When I know if I take a wrong move here, I am totally going to cock up, which I have done a few times in my lives. Other than that, because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
The only reason I know people there is because I've got it on the computer screen. The chat's up, and Dale's letting me know what's going on.
Fat Scotsman yapping in his lug. Oh, mate, they're all laughing at you.
The thing, well, yeah, sometimes, I mean...
And everybody's going, oh, what's this stupid person up to?
Yeah. Where, I get everyone has their own opinion, even of what you're trying to do. So, yeah, I get that. But sometimes it's just really frustrating when you're trying to complete something,
And everything's going tits up. I know.
Yeah.
Joy's suggesting that after my comment about that she's so hot, that I should get a brain brushing. I feel she may be correct. In that approach. I feel there's merit in that view. Pennsylvania Trapping is in the chat. Hi, Pennsylvania.
Good evening.
Hi, Pennsylvania.
We just go with the whole state. I mean, just don't narrow it down to one person.
No, just the whole state.
Hello, Pennsylvania.
I'm sure they'll all join in later.
From Dorset.
I think you should have done that a bit more like Robin Williams and Good Morning Vietnam. I feel that'd have been that was the approach to have gone for. Good morning, Pennsylvania.
Good night, guys.
Oh, night, Thomas.
Night, Tom.
Do more scroll sawing.
He's going to walk on his phone for a little bit, he said.
Do more everything.
Because it's a bit cold.
Oh.
I think when I'm doing my carving, I don't know about anybody else, but every time I'm doing a carving, if I mess up one little bit of a carving, go too deep, just a fraction too deep, that's it, that's done.
Well, Thomas is gone now, and I can get away with this. I'm going to say that's what she said.
Yeah. But do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like just,
I do indeed.
Like if you just that fraction, it's the same when you're scrolling. I mean, Just like,
Joy, it's sort of a candle holder, so it's a sort of cross between a tea light and a larger candle holder.
Yeah, it is. It's quite a deep tea light that Richard's going to put in there, I think.
Yep. One of the things, I mean, Andy, you'll probably get this. I mean, so when I'm there's points when I'm cutting when I know what I'm about to do. I'm going round, you know, you're doing the particular piece. I mean, it's not quite. I mean, I'm under no illusions. It's not to the same level of artistic output that you do. There's the odd moment when you're kind of whizzing around and you're doing some stuff and you get into that, but you just know that I've gone a millimeter the wrong way over this line. I've now got to remember to compensate for this, and every cut I make for the next, 20 minutes to make up for this. I'm going to recover this somehow.
Yeah, Charles talks about that a lot when he's doing the really long curved lines, which is a single cut.
Yeah, you've got to remember. I mean, if you're doing something it's great. Charles's patterns tend to be in the spirit of, so you can get away with a little bit of artistic license. But if you're doing a picture of, I don't know, the Iron Giant, everybody's sort of expecting it to look this way.
Yeah.
So you kind of.
I remember one of Charles' he was doing, and he was having to do it was a horse's tail, and it was just a single cut,
and
that had to stay on the curve.
Yeah, it's got to be dead on. Or if you make a bum of it, you've got to compensate for it for the next round of cuts you make, because you've had to move the whole thing slightly to one side. Although your pattern doesn't do that. I think that the most obvious one I did it on was I was doing Pinky in the Brain for Nick and Stace. And when I was doing the tail, I became acutely aware of the fact that the tail was going to be too thin. As it went into it, it was just going to break. And I remember making a decision I was going to change the pattern on the hoof. Okay,
right,
Mr. Bennett,
Yeah.
sir, where are we?
Just going to tidy it up now, and I think we are done.
Ooh.
Oh, lost you.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes.
Okay.
There he is.
Oh God.
So out in the chat, Rich, is we've got Cuz has gone to bed. Night, Cuz.
Good night.
Night, Cuz.
Oh, night.
Actually, that's not true. He's not going away at all. Somebody else is saying night, kiddo. I think it was Joy talking to Tom.
Donna's back.
Hi, Donna. Fingers are saying looking cool, Rich.
Thanks.
Real Simple Things are saying. I think it's Real Simple Things. Looks good, Rich.
Thanks.
Mike is saying most of my scrolling is calligraphy. It's totally unforgiving. Scrapped quite a few pieces. You're damn right. Letters are the worst thing in the world to scroll saw. Because everybody knows what they're supposed to look like, and if you put two of the same letter in the same word, it looks terrible. A little tip, a tiny tip: make them look like they're military letters that have been sprayed through. You got in all the packing cases. So if ever it's a word like that, because they're always slightly different. So use a font that looks irregular naturally, and that way you can get away with murder. The calligraphy? No, nightmare territory. Dave McLaren says, Fingers is never going to go away now, it's stuck. Yes, Fingers, I feel it's there. 20 years from now, we'll be addressing you as Fingers McLaren.
I'm just pleased nobody started the fingers thing off when I did my 2 fingers last year.
Just no one noticed, mate. I think it was actually David himself who did it. I think it was David himself put David Fingers McLaren or something.
No,
like
that was me. It was me that put that up.
Was it?
Me and Steve that put. Yeah, it was me and Steve that put that
up.
Talking about fingers,
that was
I've decided against using that angle grinding blade.
Good man.
I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
Not so much fingers, more like major arteries.
Are you on about the chainsaw one?
Which one? Yeah. The chainsaw blade, Andy?
Yes.
Oh, I tell you what, I just kept my nose out, but I was wishing you wouldn't even attempt that. That's just death on a stick.
Thing is, I looked at
It
it, I
works.
bought it, I've checked it out. I've had it in my hand. I've even put it in my grinder, but no.
Yes,
I've used
it
the
works.
concrete chainsaw, and I tell you what, that thing didn't scare me half as much as what that blade does. It's not.
I
I've
don't
taken
use
it off my grinder.
the actual the chainsaw blade one. I use the Arbortech. It's the solid
Yeah.
disc, but it's got
Yeah,
the bit
I'd love one of
the bit. Yeah, but the chainsaw blade is basically exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but no, it's not. Wayne. Thing is, in principle, that idea is it's fine if you have the blade made to the blade. So if it is more like a circular saw blade, for example, just slightly fatter, yeah, okay, that's acceptable. It's not gonna, the risk, but the blade shouldn't be that sharp, spinning around without any kind of guard or protection. I mean, if that thing comes off, that's gonna take someone's head off.
Yeah, but why should it come off?
Seriously, it's in three parts.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, I was missing what you were getting at there. Yeah, the blade is made up of different sections, whereas the Arbortech disc is just one piece of metal. Yes, I'm with you now. Sorry, Sunshine. Yeah, sorry.
It's just there's too much pressure on the joint, too much to go wrong, too many variables, and
I'm with you.
It looks good in a photograph, but when you have it in your hand, nah. No, thank you.
Out in the chat, we have the Passion for Hunting and Fishing, and Steve Coombs is in the chat. Hi, folks.
Hi, Passion. Hi, Steve.
Good
Mr.
evening
Coombs.
to both of you.
How are you?
Passion for hunting and fishing. I haven't seen you about for a wee while.
I was going to ask about that, Rich.
I'm actually going to do a video on that blade.
Clever.
Because, I mean, my former job was when I was working for a tool hire company, was basically making sure proper tools were fit for use to send out to be hired. So that, I mean, they had to be practically off the shelf. Obviously, like scuffed or whatever, been used, but they had to be as if they were just off the shelf. And I've serviced most tools that are available to the building trade, and out of all the tools that I've used, the scariest was the concrete chainsaw. It's a proper chainsaw, like a chainsaw, but for cutting concrete.
For cutting concrete.
That thing, when I was I tested one, and I refused to do it after. I tested it outside, the chain came off, and went flying across the car park, through the metal container at the back of the car park. If anyone had been walking across the car park or driving past the car park, that would have just gone straight through them. So appreciating dangerous tools, that shouldn't be on the market.
And yet it has been for the past. I'm trying to remember when I actually first saw that that chainsaw disc, not the disc, sorry, the chainsaw that you're talking about. I'm trying to remember when I actually first saw that on the market, and that has got to be over 20 years ago when I first saw that in the market, and it's still being sold.
That's unbelievable.
Funnily enough, I never bought one.
Even with like proper chainsaw protection, as a proper tree arborist, technically your top half generally isn't as well protected as your bottom half.
Your bottom half, exactly,
Oh
Andy.
man,
Yeah.
no! I mean, no. Oh, what the hell? That's what she said, Andy.
Well, you see the guys up there with t-shirts on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Boom.
Like
a wood version of
the leg and foot protection's all there, but the top doesn't tend to be.
Yeah, exactly. Except the helmet, maybe, because they're climbing.
Right, David's asking which one you're talking about, Andy. Right, David. Andy is talking about the one that is actually a chainsaw that fits around the disc. So it is like a chain that fits around the disc. The one I was talking about, which is the Arbortech one, is actually a disc which is sharpened like a chainsaw. In fact, tomorrow night, David, I'll show you the disc that I'm talking about, the Arbortech one. Andy showed, was it last weekend when you were doing the Crow, Andy? You showed the chain one.
No. I posted it on my Instagram.
Right, Andy posted it on his Instagram, David. I'll show you the two Arbortech ones that I've got and that I use on a regular basis, which are totally different to what Andy's talking about.
However, I do have other discs which, although vicious as you like, heck of a lot safer because it's a solid disc. It's a rasp disc.
Yeah, rather than being an actual chain. Eva is asking, does the beard have a tree of life on his hand? Yes, he does, Eva.
It's not. It's a spell.
Hey Andy, if you don't want to use that disc, send it up to me. I'll use it.
Oh, seriously, Wayne, I wouldn't want to be held responsible for that, buddy.
You wouldn't be held responsible. I take responsibility for all my safety.
Yeah, but even still, mate, I would have sent you the blade if anything bad happens. No thanks. Not having that on my conscience.
No probs, mate. No probs.
I don't, genuinely, mate, I do not trust the...
Right. David said he's got two Arbortech with a Proxon grinder. Not sure if they're the same. They are basically the same, David, except the Proxon grinder, you have got the 2-inch disc. We are actually talking about the 4-inch or 100mm disc. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. And Andy's talking about the 100mm chainsaw attachment. So it's a bit bigger, David.
Getting into the last few seconds of this. You're going to get a money shot, Rich?
Oh, she's looking nice.
We're going to get a money shot any second. Here it comes.
The money shot will come when he puts the candle in.
Boom, boom. Any second now. Where'd he go?
No, Baz, take care, buddy.
He's going to get a match. Night, Bazza, man.
Night, Baz.
That's got a knot. That's nice. I like that.
Come out very well, hasn't it? There is definitely some chatoyance in that. Could be the shine juice, though.
No, there's definitely some
that was already there.
Yeah.
It's only in parts, though. That's quite cool. I like
that. So it'll be in opposite sides from each other as the grain moves.
Wonder if that'll have any effect on the light from the candle. Just curious.
We shall find out.
Because that might be an indicator. I suppose the more chatoyance, the more reflection, potentially.
You be careful with that hose, Richard.
To tell you the truth, with the Chatoyans coming out, I'm now moving away from Elm. Because Elm doesn't tend to bring a lot of Chatoyans out.
It's just not consistently dark enough for me to have said Sapele. It's not red enough.
No, I'm sure it's not Sapele.
Here we go.
All right.
Mikey time, Ricky Ball.
Right, a couple of comments in the chat. We've got Donna saying she loves it. Kuz saying looking really good, Rich. Joy looks really good, Rich. The cat looks funky as. Looks great. Looks good, Rich, from Jeff and Larry. Whee!
Oh, Wayne and Val's in the house.
Oh, here we go.
Wayne and Val.
Wayne of the big feeties.
Herb says it looks great.
Passion for hunting and fishing. What's the price for that? That would be £1 million.
If it was me making it, it'd be around about 70 quid.
Oh,
Nice.
But that's just me.
Oh,
you are cheap compared to Rich.
Mike is saying King Arthur Lancelot, which is a similar one to what you've got, Andy, is the chainsaw type. He's used one for about 20 years without accident. The danger is from kickbacks. You have to understand them and focus 100% to avoid the kickback zone.
That looks great, Richard. It did look great. It's back now. Looks great.
Mike, I think it might be just purely because it's a cheap blade. And the point is, the more expensive ones, I would imagine, are of a better composition, but that looks brilliant.
Like I was saying, it was probably the Lancelot one that I was talking about because it was about 20 years ago that I first saw them. Oh, that's nice, Rich.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Kind of looks like Dark Flames. On the outside.
Back close, mate. Looks good. Oh, we're off on a venture. Where are we going?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turned out all right, isn't it?
Has indeed. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Looks
very
cool,
nice,
man.
Rich.
It's like a bonfire in a spooky forest.
Yeah, I just like the lighting effect that comes through.
I like that.
Right. There we go.
Did that make sense? Look like a. Anyway.
Let's turn the lights on. Oh. Yeah.
Everyone's saying they love it with lots of hearts and stuff.
To be honest, my only issue with it is there's a bit of tear out in the middle. I just could not get into sand. Can you see it there?
That happens with the drill, Rich.
Yeah, and it's literally, it is underneath the actual candle itself, so you're never going to see it. I mean, can you see that like there?
Well, I can now.
There you go. There it is.
That looks like a knot to me. Yeah, that's a knot, Rich. You're fine.
Yeah,
it's a knot.
But you can see what I mean. I wanted it totally irregular. I didn't want it any, you know, I didn't want it.
No, that looks cool, man.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh. Right, you all right to come back on screen, guys?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dale, Wayne?
Yeah, we are here. Well, we're not yet.
You are now. Oh, look
to
at that.
tell you the truth is, I think looking at it now, it could be, and I say this for a lot of woods, it could be Iroko.
It's definitely.
I've used a lot of Iroko in the past. Iroko in the UK is used a hell of a lot in the construction industry, which is why people can get hold of it fairly easily. And it does tend to be kiln dried, and it does tend to have that bit of chatoyance on the edges.
Do you know how it's very similar to Sapele, but it's harder? If you can imagine Sapele to be like pine and that be like as hard as oak, that's the difference.
It makes me. Iroko does tend to have and I'm sure I saw it on there, does to have that a bit of a greeny tinge.
It's almost certainly Iroko. Stinks. It's a bit like Sapele, and it's harder. You know, if it's not Iroko, then you know we're probably we're close enough to be able to get it at the back of it. So an Iroko shiny thing.
Yeah, it's nice. Anyway.
Yeah, Iroko shiny thing.
Right. And I think if you would imagine that this is Thomas that's picking it up, Iroko sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
I would have picked it up if it said Iroko.
Yeah,
it'd have been like cool.
So Love Angel's fastest. Oh, that's nice, Dale. That's a good improvement. Real Simple Things back. Love Angels. Yeah, there's quite a lot of people in the chat, isn't there?
It's a busy place.
You know what? This TV is lovely and warm. It's an old plasma TV and it kicks out a lot of heat. But it's warming me here.
Or you're standing too close to the burner.
No, the burner's off. This berry, that's not going to be used now until next year.
Cool.
Because the weather is changing. So what have we got in there? We've got.
Oh yes, it's March. We'll switch the heating off now.
Oh, hello.
Sorry about
that. Right, I'm starting to get subtitles up now.
Yeah, because I'm doing it.
Oh, right.
We're trying to help everyone understand you and I.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I think StreamYard is definitely playing up because I kept losing all control of my mouse.
Losing control of your mouse, then it won't be StreamYard.
Well, it was fine.
That'll be your mouse.
Yeah, if I put one of those cameras on over there, I have trouble with the mouse.
Like the hat, Andy. Like the hat. Can get behind the hat all day long.
Yeah, no, it's Clockwork Orange.
Definitely get behind the hat.
I guess with a bit of time off, I might get to do a bit more of that as well.
Oh yes, Andy, yes.
Yes, yes. We need a title for it though, because it was a Christmas chocolate Clockwork Orange. What would we call it? What would you call it this time?
No, it doesn't matter what he calls it.
It's still Clockwork Orange. It's still got to. You kind of. I mean, you went with a special kind of thing. I mean, this is. You know, you've got to go for a name for it.
I might come and join you in one of them, Andy.
Oh Lord!
Definitely do. Definitely do. What if we're in quarantine though? We won't be able to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Andy,
we could do
you need to do another Saturday Night Live music session, Andy.
I'm up for that as well. Bit of entertainment for all. The Corona Clockwork Orange. Nice one.
I was trying to avoid that kind of thing.
I was doing exactly the same thing. I was like, "Oh, that'd be it." No, it wouldn't be a reason.
No.
So I'm going to
one of those.
There we go. An Easter Clockwork Orange.
I'm going to edit this
An
guy.
egg-shaped Clockwork Orange. Sorry, mate. Go on. I'm being
That's right.
rude.
I'm going to edit this one. I think.
Oh, okay.
Definitely do. I reckon that'll be a good one, mate.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
That'll be a good one.
Oh, I've got to come out here.
We need
tomorrow.
a wood doctor.
A what?
We need to find a wood doctor, find out exactly, and then.
I think Dale's got it. It just, judging by
You're okay.
the three, it's hard, it stinks, and it's
The Chatoyans.
Yeah, the Chatoyans.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's in the right neck of the woods. It's not going to, like I say, I'm no expert, but it's awful close.
Did you see the Did you see the dust that was coming off it when I was trying to turn it?
I made a comment about that. It was really, really dry and dusty.
I mean, look at that. It's just this without getting on my laptop.
Yeah.
That's why your mouse is on the fritz.
Any suggestions? PM me on Instagram. Just saying.
I'm going to say goodnight.
If anybody can come up better than Rocco, let's hear it.
Exactly right.
Right.
I think it's got to be an clockwork. It's got to be an Easter egg, Clockwork Orange or something like that.
I'll give you a call tomorrow, Dad. Oh, where's JP? Oh, he's fell asleep.
Oh yeah.
It is old day.
Sorry, that would be. I wouldn't it be? Oh yeah. Yeah.
You want to see it, JP? Do you want to see the finished product? There you go.
He's going to whip it out for you.
I'll whip it out for you without tipping this onto my laptop.
Setting fire to the shed.
Bring him in the chat, Rich, so you can see ta-ra.
You made a Jaffa.
Night, Debbie.
The invite.
JP made a Jaffa. I know what that is.
Shall I tell you a little story about candles? Hang on, is there any kids about? I can do it safely. It's all right.
I don't think there's any kids about anyway.
We had candles on our bedside table once. Well, I did, and Cheryl says that's not a good idea because you'll knock them over. And I was like, no, it's fine. I won't knock them over. I'll knock them over. And back then, I didn't wear box shorts or anything in bed.
Whoa! No! Oh God! No!
La.
Rich, don't invite JP into the chat because he can't come in right now anyway.
That's all right. The link's there in Poo Snooker anyway. So, okay.
Splendid.
But anyway,
back to the candles.
As a suggestion.
Yeah.
Corona Clockwork Orange.
April Fool Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, it would work.
Anyway, sorry,
has
Rich.
everybody in the chat been over and
It's nearly spring.
My
It's nearly
boy-
spring. Spring Clockwork Orange. Or the Clockwork Orange Spring. Something like that. Spring in the clockwork. Anyway, sorry, I'm being bad. Shut up now.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but are we in any kind
Right,
of
Rich,
season?
carry on.
Yeah, mate, Ruby.
Tell these other two to
We'll shut up.
and carry
We'll shut
on.
up. Sorry, Rich, it's your life.
I'm just putting a link up to Thomas's channel. I would love it if you're not subscribed to subscribe. We've got some. We're working on a. Where's that gone? Working on a scroll saw video. I'm not trying to do that. I want to try and tell.
Good Lord. I feel that was priceless. Can we keep that?
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, so it's got. I think it's got 160 subscribers, 159 subscribers.
Go subscribe. Subscribe now.
I've been subscribed to Thomas for I don't know how long.
His sticker wall
So-
needs a bit of attention. He needs to stick some back on there. But I'm going to take the lathe off his desk. He's got a huge desk here. And I'm going to put the scroll saw over there. So he can scroll saw sitting down if he wants to. And he's got a nice area where he can assemble, because he likes Dale's unique style of scroll saw. So he's going
Wasting time.
No, he's been inspired by the way you do the scroll saws by gluing them all in. So
Cool. Good. Anything there? If he needs anything, give me a shout.
yeah. Well, I think he's watched all of your videos, scroll saw videos.
Is he? Poor
Yeah.
guy.
He's
Poor guy. Is he all right?
he knows- but I've ordered some blades anyway, so
Good.
Well, do you need to keep a hold of the ones that you've got of mine?
well, I've took one of each, like you said I could.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, but if they, do you know what I mean? If I feel bad now, if Tom,
He'll use more, mate. He'll use more. He's going to be cutting his teeth. He'll use more. So better to get some.
You know the one I
Yeah.
used on my live last week?
yeah,
That was
Number 3.
The first one I took out your packet, and that's the only one I've used. And he's been practicing with that for a couple of hours this afternoon, and he hasn't broken it.
mate, it's cool. That's fine. Use them. That's cool. Yeah, if Thomas is going to get use out of them, then
No,
I've
it's
got
not.
some on order.
I've ordered some anyway. That's fine. But he's got enough to go on with now by taking one of each of yours.
You sure?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
loads.
that's all right.
But
As long as he's got enough, man. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I
want
can
him
wait.
I want him to get used to using pinless blades to start with. I think the pinned blades are a little bit lazy.
Right, JP's just put in the chat there that he's got loads of blades. Don't buy them.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. Well, you'll have some spares then.
having some blades and knowing where to buy them from is always good.
Yeah.
But JP's got loads of blades.
Yeah. They're only £3 odd, weren't they, Dale?
Yeah, they're only $3 a pop, so it's not like it's millions of pounds.
Yeah.
Get
But,
him some test tubes. Get him some test tubes to put them in. You know, the plastic test tubes. Best thing in the world for storing scroll saw blades.
actually, yeah, I could make a little.
Little rack.
Make a
Right.
box.
Don't make a box.
Do you want to see
Use
the box?
test
I made?
tubes.
Do you want to see the box
Scroll
that I
saw
made
a box.
with my new box jig? This is a router box jig.
Nice.
Nice.
But can you see how it's all blown out because it's old? This is really
Yeah.
old ply. It's all blown out, but you can see the ones that haven't blown out. They fit quite nice, don't they?
Good. Really good, mate.
Look at that.
Nice.
Took me a while to get it tuned in, but I went and bought some ply today, so I'm gonna start on the Scouts boxes. Right, well, we're 2 hours, guys. Shall we knock it on the head here? And
Ready to go.
Thank you, everybody that has come in tonight. Just have a little look, see who's.
I need to remember the salute now, not the Army one. It's the Air Force one. Right, go on.
Right, so we have 25 in. Let's have a look. Oh, it's so it's saying that we've got Kat, Steve, Love Angel, JP, David, but we've got more than that. Here we are. Right, guys, thanks for coming and watching tonight. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, I certainly did.
Yeah.
Always a laugh. Always a laugh and a giggle.
It is, yeah, and that's because of you guys. Thanks very much. But there you go.
Really?
I'll put some stills
Thank you
up.
very much.
I'm gonna edit this and then I'll
Army.
and then I'll upload it.
And on that note,
Come on, Andy. Come on.
Hey, what's that?
Right, see you later, guys. See you next week, actually, because I don't have a Thursday night invasion this week, but I will have one next week. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys.